An American exchange student in my Shakespeare seminar argued with the professor, a world-renowned scholar from Oxford. The student insisted that Shakespeare's language was intentionally made difficult to sound smart, and that it was a huge barrier to entry for modern audiences. He then suggested, you know what would make Shakespeare popular again? A modern translation like, no, fear Shakespeare but official. If you guys translated his plays into standard American English, you'd sell way more tickets at the Globe. You have to adapt the product to the market. I was at a pub quiz with an American colleague. The question was about the distance between London and Edinburgh. Our team wrote down the answer in miles. He saw it and shook his head, pulling out his phone. Guys, nobody uses miles anymore except us, and we're trying to get rid of it. The global standard is kilometers. You need to think more internationally. Let me just convert this for you so the quiz master understands it. It's important to use standardized units for science and, well, for quizzes. It's just more precise and professional. He was genuinely trying to be helpful. My friend from Texas was visiting me in the Peak District. We were walking on a public footpath across a farmer's field, as is common here. He stopped, looking genuinely concerned, and started explaining the concept of trespassing to me. In Texas, if you walked across a guy's land like this, you could legally get shot. This is really dangerous. You guys have a fundamental misunderstanding of private property rights. Tom, your government shouldn't be forcing farmers to let people just wander all over their livelihood. It's pure socialism, and it's a miracle you don't have more conflicts. An American tourist in a Marks & Spencer food hall was loudly explaining to his wife and anyone else within earshot why British supermarkets are flawed. See, everything is so small. The packages are tiny. The aisles are narrow. In the States, we have Costco. You buy in bulk. It's efficient and saves money. This system of buying a tiny pot of yogurt or a single chicken breast every day is a huge waste of time and resources. You guys need to embrace the economies of scale. It's a basic capitalist principle that you seem to have missed. I was talking to an American about our university system. I mentioned I got my degree in 3 years. He looked at me with pity and said, "Oh, so it's like an associate's degree. Then in the US, a proper bachelor's degree is 4 years. The first 2 years are for your general education, learning how to be a well-rounded citizen. It seems like your system just rushes you into a specialty without giving you the broad knowledge base. That's probably why American universities are considered the best in the world. We create thinkers, not just technicians. I was on a train and the ticket inspector came through. An American sitting opposite me watched the whole interaction and then leaned over to me. It's so inefficient that they have a person come around to check tickets. In the US on our metro systems, you have a turnstile. You swipe your card and it lets you in. It's all automated. Paying a guy to walk up and down the train all day is a huge labor cost that you, the taxpayer, are funding. You should write to your transportation authority and suggest they look at the New York MTA model. It would save millions. An American tourist at a cricket match in Lord's spent a full 20 minutes explaining to the British man next to him how the game could be improved. First, you need to get rid of the lunch and tea breaks. It kills the momentum. Second, the game needs more action. You should have cheerleaders and a jumbotron. And finally, the name Silly Meadon is just silly. You need to call the position something cool like short field enforcer. It's all about marketing. You're not selling a sport. You're selling an entertainment experience. That's the American way. An American I met was complaining about our TV license fee. I just don't get it. You have to pay the government for the right to own a television. That's literal tyranny. In America, We have freedom of the press and freedom of speech. We pay for cable or streaming services if we want them. The government doesn't get to tax you for a piece of hardware. You guys should sue them. This is a clear violation of your basic rights. It's the kind of thing we fought a revolution to get away from. You're just letting it happen. My friend's American husband, after living in the UK for 6 months, tried to explain the class system to our group of British friends. Okay, I figured it out. It's not about money. It's about which supermarket you shop at. Waitrose is upper class. Sainsbury's is middle class. And Tesco is working ass. It's a simple code. In America, it's much more straightforward. It's just about how much money you have. Your system is all about these weird unspoken signals. It's incredibly inefficient for social mobility. You should just make it about wealth like us. An American tourist in a London cab was explaining to the driver how to fix the city's traffic. The problem is your roundabouts. They're chaotic. In the States, we have 4-way stops and traffic lights. It's an orderly system. Everyone knows when it's their turn to go. With these magic roundabouts, it's a free-for-all. You need to replace them all with intersections. It's the foundation of modern urban grid planning, which you guys clearly never learned. More order, less chaos. That's the solution. The cab had been driving in London for 40 years. I was at a bonfire on Guy Fawkes night and an American was there with his British girlfriend. He pulled me aside and said, "I have to be honest, this holiday is a little creepy."
You're celebrating the government stopping a guy from blowing up Parliament?
It feels like propaganda. In America, we celebrate the 4th of July, which is about successfully rebelling against the government. It's a much more pro-F freedom message. Your holiday is basically celebrating conformity and the power of the state. It's a bit Orwellian when you think about it. An American colleague was baffled by the concept of Boxing Day, so let me get this straight. The day after you get all your presents, you go out and shop for more stuff. It makes no sense. In the U.S., the big shopping day is Black Friday before Christmas. That's logical. You buy the gifts, then you give them. Your system is backwards. You should move this Boxing Day to the Friday after Guy Fawkes night. It would be a perfect kickoff to the holiday shopping season. It's just basic marketing calendar management. I was in a pub in rural Scotland and an American tourist was trying to explain to the old Scottish bartender how to pour a proper pint of Guinness. You're doing it too fast. You have to let it settle. In the best Irish pubs in Boston, they do a 2-part pour. It takes a full 2 minutes. It's an art. What you're doing here is just dumping it in the glass. You're bruising the stout and killing the creamy head. You Scots could learn a thing or two from the Irish Amiens about how to respect this beer. It's part of your own heritage, after all. An American manager at my office in Manchester sent out a memo about office etiquette. It included a section on tea. While the tradition of the tea round is quaint, it is an inefficient use of company time. From now on, employees should be responsible for making their own individual beverages. This American model promotes personal responsibility and minimizes workflow disruptions. A company-wide coffee pot system is a more streamlined solution for communal beverage needs. Let's focus on productivity, not tea breaks. The office nearly revolted. A tourist at the Tower of London was explaining the history of the crown jewels to his family, right next to a bee-eater giving an official tour. Okay, so these are basically fakes. The real ones were probably sold off centuries ago to pay for wars. All governments do it. In the U.S., we keep our gold in Fort Knox, and even that's probably empty.
What you're seeing is just a clever replica for the tourists.
It's a classic government bait and switch. Don't believe everything they tell you. It's all about maintaining the illusion of wealth and power. I mentioned to an American that I was going on a walking holiday in the Lake District. He looked confused and then explained, "You mean hiking? You should call it hiking. Walking sounds like you're just going to the shops. Hiking is a serious sport. In the U.S., we have the Appalachian Trail. People hike it for months. You have to use the right terminology if you want people to take it seriously. If you want to build a real outdoor tourism industry here, you need to adopt the global American vocabulary for it. It's all about branding." An American in my local GP's waiting room started a conversation with me about health care. This whole NHS thing is a nice idea, but it creates a culture of dependency. See how long we're waiting in the States. My insurance gets me a same-day appointment with a specialist. It's about consumer choice. You guys are all just stuck with one provider. So there's no incentive for them to be efficient or provide good customer service. If the NHS had to compete in an open market, it would either get better or go out of business. That's how you drive innovation. I was at a friend's wedding and the American best man gave a speech. He tried to explain the concept of a best man to the mostly British guests. In America, the best man is like the groom's general. He runs the whole operation, the bachelor party, the rings, the logistics. It's a position of huge responsibility. From what I've seen here, it's more of a ceremonial role. You guys should really empower your best men more. It takes the pressure off the groom and ensures a smoother, more professional wedding experience. It's about delegation and leadership. An American tourist in Wales, upon hearing the Welsh language being spoken, turned to his wife and said loudly, "It sounds like they're just making those noises up." It's not a real language. It's probably just a thick accent of English that's gotten out of control over the years. They should just switch to speaking regular English. It would be so much better for their economy and for tourism. Nobody can read these road signs. It's just not practical to maintain a made-up language in the 21st century. My company hired an American efficiency expert to consult with our UK office. In his final presentation, he addressed our holiday policy. Your system of 25 days of annual leave plus bank holidays is frankly excessive and detrimental to productivity. In the American corporate world, you start with 10 days and you earn more through loyalty and hard work. This creates an incentive to stay with a company. So, your system encourages employees to see vacation as a right, not a privilege. It fosters a lazy work culture. We recommend reducing the base allowance to 15 days. An American was visiting my university and saw the student union bar. He shook his head. "You let 18-year-olds drink on campus. That's so irresponsible. In the U.S., the drinking age is 21. We do that to protect young people's developing brains and prevent binge drinking. Your culture of starting to drink so young is probably why you have so many social problems. You're basically encouraging alcoholism from day one of college. You should adopt the American model. It's based on science and is much safer for the students." I was watching the boat race between Oxford and Cambridge with an American friend. He turned to me and said, "This is cute. But why is it such a big deal? It's just a college rowing team." In the States, our big college rivalry is football, like Michigan versus Ohio State. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry with 100,000 people in the stadium. This is just two boats on a river. You guys should really pick a more exciting sport to build your college rivalries around. You need something with more action and commercial potential. Rowing is not a spectator sport.